Hey everyone, SpeeDMan here, and welcome back to part 8 of our Let's Learn Civilization 6 Brazil run. Today's episode, we're going to do some more work here to get further boosted and ahead of the AI. We're definitely really starting to build proper momentum here.
What gunpowder did for war, the printing
Okay,
press
so we did
has
get
done for
some
the mind.
diplomatic visibility on everybody, so that's going to assist us a little bit just for our allies so we know kind of what they're working on and things like that. Doesn't hurt to have that information just with us. In this case, for Donato, we're going to see, here we go. So surveillance. And we are going to take that. That's going to be perfect because all of our things are going to be protected here in this city. And we'll be able to protect our spaceport, which gets done in 4 turns. That's excellent. We are going to actually hold on to this for now. We wanted to bring them down here so that way by the time we eventually get this preserve done, we can basically remove the improvement here. That way this becomes an unimproved tile, and these tiles here will be able to get maximum potential out of them. Let's put on economic union. So we do have 5-year plan available since we did get let's see, what was it that we got exactly? Ideology, a 5-year plan. Okay, so we have the option to go for that. I would say, for sure, that is going to be a very, very strong thing for us to get at this stage of the game. We're not far off getting democracy, so I can live without having the additional gold income for a little bit. I want to keep our science tempo really prime. At the moment, we do have some things available to us. I would say really the best thing would be logistics. That way we can get, additional movement, and that would help us. This spy here, have him work in Rio, and then you do another counter spy. In this case, you can put him anywhere because all districts are defended, and that's even better. So the best thing we could do in that case is to bring them not only within range of the dam, but I would say, potentially even like in this region here would be a really safe option. So we could do that. Dam would be good. The more we protect that, the better. That way we don't have another river meme. We only have 1 charge left, so that's why I kind of want to hold on to them for now. We could honestly just, chop that, or not chop it, but we could actually make a lumber mill out of that. That could be useful for us since we will be still getting, adjacency bonus for this, but at the same time, since we are getting 10 gold, 10 science, and 10 production based off our golden age, what we do want to do is see if we can get another golden age. It'll be tricky to get, but we do want to consider it. Spaceport, I think, will give us 1.
There are 3 things
Good.
extremely hard.
Yep, machine guns against the scout. Definitely not one-sided at all. Effectively 2 shots. So we honestly, these defenses here are strong enough to actually do significant damage to this. And then eventually we can invest in an upgrade. But honestly, at this point, what I'm going to do is actually bring this unit up a little bit and out here. Stay out of range of this, but just kind of be somewhat near so I have eyes on that area. What we can do is, since we have another trader available, let's go to another ally and consider that as a primary option for us. Roll, those are okay. I like this one more. It's going to be better for us in the long term. And then since Rio got done with the spaceport, that is perfect. We can immediately start focusing on this. This would give us a massive, it's not the, oh, you know what it is? It's the moon landing. Once we have access to the moon landing, then we can get things really moving. That just like completely destroyed a ton of stuff of Rome. Wow. I was wondering what that sound was, and as soon as I realized that storm just completely dominated this whole area. Like, it had no chance. Speaking of that. Yes, don't let anybody tell you that's not a good deal. Definitely not a bad deal at all, for sure. 100%. Definitely not a completely one-sided deal on our favor, you know. Totally not. Hmm. China's going to pick up this one. That's a loss I can deal with. I can live with that. I need 8 arrow score. We for sure are in, yeah. So we need 8 arrow score. For sure we're in no major threat of a major issue for anything like a dark age, so we're totally fine. A normal age is totally acceptable at this stage of the game. If not, we can try to focus on it a bit more. Getting some of these things going, I don't know if they provide any bonuses that would be given.
The cars haven't advanced that much since we were kids.
It's funny that Batru's trying to go for the diplomatic victory, even though, like, in all reality, it's pretty far behind. It's not going to do her any like positive, you know, good. We will now make a chop here. That'll actually save us a turn. Then we will plug that there. We'll keep working that. Okay. So here's going to be the very, very important thing for us. We're going to make a lumber mill here. We are going to put him here. And to bring that back, we are going to immediately get started on that. Activated effect. That is going to bring our gold down a lot, but gets us basically a wonder right off the bat, giving us immediately quite a bit of arrow score. We're 3 arrow score away from getting another golden age. That'll continue that momentum for us in the very, very late game. And then we can work on this, and then we're now just guaranteed to have very strong yield potential in everything that we have. So that's a big positive for us. It'll take a turn or so for that to properly activate. We don't want them to be getting help with certain things, and the reason for that is this stage of the game. Good. So we got our Earth satellite done. Did pass regardless, so here's what it is. We did get 3 arrow score, and we guaranteed ourselves another golden age. So there's the very good scenario that we were looking for, and that is ideal. In this case, we are going immediately to go into the start rocketry, and then we're going to ship them down to China here. And then, let's see, the alliance expires next turn. So by the time this one is ready, we're going to bring him just basically right on over and start disrupting rocketry everywhere I can before it fails. And then we're going to make good use of that. So since we have that done, we can immediately work on that. That'll actually give us another, you know, level, and not only give us a spy, but also give us a little bit more of a chance of success. It's going to be very critical for our kind of late game setup here. What we're going to do is now build another lumber mill. Good, so we're getting some good yields out of that. These will help a lot of our cities as well. Overall, it's just going to be very, very important, especially in these, you know, cities that we have very little. It's just going to make a difference. We will also pick up another builder here. We're going to improve, that will improve that tile. and then we will leave some of these other tiles. We'll improve these two tiles as well. That way we get a couple more fishing boats, get some more little bits of housing. We got plenty of housing covered, but also the amenities will keep us positive. That I will do because that would provide us some amazing benefits. In the long term, we could do a lot with that. So let's get started on the moon landing. That would give us a massive chunk of culture. And then we will look for our end game setup here. We will go into this most likely. Actually, this would make more sense. Gaining power in our cities, and then also the 30% production for all city projects. That's way more useful for this kind of science end game. So let's set towards that, and then the moon landing will actually kind of carry us in that direction. Since we got that done, we are now going to consider a couple options. First, who is this? Who's the loyalty going towards? Not really showing, so it might just become a free city. Oh, not what I meant to click on. There we go. We'll actually do a couple more because we are getting pretty close to picking this up. This would 100% for sure secure us a much more positive outcome. This spy we are going to bring to Beijing. And a lot of these cities we're immediately going to make an effort to, with a fresh spy. Yeah, a fresh spy, since he's getting the moon landing done next turn, we're going to kind of want to keep pushing pretty hard here. We'll catch up to him fairly shortly. He's not actually as far ahead as it seems. And once we have that great scientist, we're actually going to basically have control of the end game here. So we are going to just bring another fella over here. Could probably do it in Wuhan. So we'll do that for now. Smaller city, but that industrial zone here. Let's see, where is it? Right here. Because it's got, a power plant here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's providing power to a few cities, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, a couple cities. We can actually reduce the power output of his setup here by a small margin, but enough to make a difference. So positive outcomes for us in the long term. We are going to focus production first as our kind of priority here. In this case, we are going to take this unit over here and then work the oil. We are 1 turn away from getting combined arms, so we have good potential to set up what we're looking for. Not worried about this. This stuff is actually pretty good so far, so we're okay. Got pretty solid gold income. Use that. And since we have it available, we're going to leave these as is, of course, in order for the unimproved tiles to still remain in effect. We are now going to head over to some of these other cities. We can actually head over here and collect additional production potential. Friendship with her needs to be renewed. Okay. No alliances available. We have 3 envoys here. We are not going to be able to take very much in that regard. We can go into that. Actually, that'll further boost our science output. Realizing that was there, I'm like, ooh, we could definitely use that. Good, so we have a second spaceport finished and complete. Quite good for us. We're going to get to work on some more campus research grants. That way we can finish up some of that work that we're trying to do here. In the meantime, since we do have some other stuff that we could work on, yes, we could go for that. Wouldn't hurt to get that, provide us a little bit of culture, but not very much. I feel personally that it's better to be focusing on the moon landing so we can get our synthetic technocracy. That would provide us more of an overall benefit than anything else. That being said, since this is a coastal city, let's get this going. We should have gotten this earlier in the game. That provide us more benefits, but not the end of the world. You know, positions for it aren't very good other than just to be able to get additional housing and, you know, just production and growth in some of these other tiles. Since we have, as I'll show you once we go into the next turn, I'll show what the production looks like with these tiles. We got our harbor, so that's good. We can immediately go into the lighthouse. That'll provide us with a little bit more food growth and some of these other tiles, and then we can immediately pick up a shipyard. Production and a lot of these things is going to be pretty fast, as we can see here. So the benefits for us is, you know, the benefits are quite strong. And by the time that we get nuclear fission, that way we can kind of convert into nuclear power. We're going to be in a much better position to kind of get started on that. Unfortunately, we did not spawn near anything for uranium except right here. So I'm very much banking on some of our loyalty efforts here to, you know, cause a conversion. And then we'll do, let's see here, campus research grants afterwards. Salvador, we can do, don't need any more spaceports. I'm pretty happy with what we have. You know, the 3 spaceports is already very, very strong, so we're totally fine there. We do eventually want to keep an eye on who could have access to uranium, which I think is also France. So we will want to consider putting up potentially a few anti-air guns. What would be the cost? 770. Let's buy one in each city that has spaceports. It would be a big cost for us, but it's going to be really critical that we at least can make sure we can protect our only 5 cities. That's all we have. It's too risky to not, you know, to not do anything with them. It's 20 gold less per turn. I can live with that. There's more benefit to having less gold and them being safe than taking a chance at, you know, her actually going after us with, you know, basically end game detonations. We will immediately go back into Heartbeat of Steam. It's going to be very, very helpful for us. So we will immediately take that.
If you go on with this nuclear...
Good, so we have access to that. We can immediately work on conversion here. We will do that, actually. So we will go moon landing into that. That way we have endgame power, and that power will provide us... That's a problem. So we'll pick that up for a cheaper price and just bring them over and immediately try to kind of get rid of that. We can get rid of that camp. We'll stop some of those spawns and just save us the potential headache. In this case here, we have the option to go further into nanotechnology so we can get our Mars colony started. That'll be really, really important. That'll be another step for our science victory. And then the 4th and 5th steps we will get later on. Good. And we will set up one more here. Going to continue working down that loyalty. The more we do that, the better. We can force that city to convert and turn on our behalf. That'll be a really big step in the right direction for us. So we'll continue working on that. There's not very much else for us to be able to work here. We can bring this unit up here and just have them work 1 or 2 of these tiles. You know, this tile here, it's not going to have any food, but can be beneficial for us. Spy from Zoo has been captured. And case in point, why it was important that I had a spy in our camp. And moon landing has been started.
Never mind
Perfect.
the maneuvers.
And as we will see, with that amount of science, 517, multiply that by 10, so 5,178, immediately put us through rapid deployment and to getting this almost completed, getting this stuff further worked on, and all that additional boost is going to kind of benefit us pretty heavily. So Donato has a promotion available. We will immediately take seduction so that we have counter spying being further boosted, and then we will immediately set out for that. We have ourselves, of course, a spy. We will hold on to that spy. We will not let them have that back, so that way, no matter what they do, they will not gain that. What we could do in this position here, that would be better. Since we know where the uranium tiles are, we know there's nowhere else that's going to be of value for those other tiles. So our best interest will be kind of set towards, putting that down and then putting a lumber mill down. It'll give us a higher net amount of production per turn. Ooh, that's definitely that's problematic. So we're gonna have to be careful about that, because that permanent coastal flooding, sea level has risen, all coastal lowland tiles marked as coastal lowland 1 meter. Flooded. So our aqueduct just lost its housing, or just its general benefit. So that's a problem. So it wouldn't really be able to make a useful location for a street carnival. Otherwise, we put bread and circuses down and we would do that. I would have to build it in this area here. Since we have the spaceport and we're not going to be using it, I should have been doing that earlier. That way we can get our yields. So it's a small loss, but something we can learn from. And we also have the means to pick up some other small things of benefit. Let us go for this one more time. Let us now take this off. Then we will put the theater card on. Bring us back up to 294. And that'll be good. Don't really have stadiums, so that part of it's not going to benefit us, but the other aspect of it, just having the theater adjacency bonus, is going to be useful, of course. We don't really need that ski resort, so that's not going to be something we use. There's just quite literally no purpose for it. We're not playing a culture game. And there's nobody that's truly culture dominant. Religion, nobody's really dominant there. I mean, a little bit on his end, but that's not enough. Science, we are making the push with the others. We're pretty much caught up to the other AI. We're actually in a very good position to overtake them soon, so I'm going to have them go to sleep. This unit here, just have them kind of stationed for now. So actually, that's gonna hurt. That'll get hit once, but then we can move it back. I want to try to destroy that if I could help it.
It has been said that
The only two people that could have been doing that are him, and I'm pretty sure he's the only one, since he's actually not an ally. So we know he's playing the economic game against us, so we'll just have to keep working him down. Yeah, we can do this one. Might as well try it out, just kind of learn a little bit about it. Let's destroy this. It'll at least kill the unit off of it, and then we can make use of that. We'll back these units up a little bit. That way, they're at less of a risk. We will take that. We do have access to that. We are going to be able to pick up that pretty quickly as well. Reactor is pretty new, so we're getting a nice amount of science added onto all of our cities, so pretty nice actually. And the production should see some benefits soon. Otherwise, all of our cities are being provided ample power. Then that'll be a pretty strong benefit for us. We will take Royal Society. Well, everyone, I think this is a fantastic stopping point for this episode. I want to thank you all for your time. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily content, and we'll keep the videos coming every day. Once again, I want to thank you for your time, and SpeeDMan out.